Ladies and gentlemen, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the train.
Hey there, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while.
Mark, my goodness. I almost didn't recognize you. How are Patricia and the kids?
They're fine. Actually, we're expecting our third child. I can safely say that the college days are far behind me now.
Tell me about it. Back then we thought that sharing a dorm room with two strangers was the biggest challenge we'd ever have to face. By the way, I hear you were just made CEO of the company you work for. Congratulations.
Thank you. I must say, though, that I'm not exactly bursting with joy with this promotion.
How come?
Well, maybe you just caught me in a bad day. I had to let someone go today. And it wasn't my finest hour.
Sorry to hear that. It's so hard to find the right person for the right position sometimes, and when you do find them, it's even harder to keep them. You know, I have been the CEO of TechNate for over 5 years now, and I still struggle with firing people. But I must say that I find recruiting even harder. Especially because some people look really good on paper, then, as time goes on, you begin to notice they're not cut out for the job.
Exactly. This guy I had to let go today, he graduated from a renowned university. He was the top student in his class, flawless qualifications. But he just couldn't work under pressure. He cracked several times before we finally had to fire him.
I really think that every university student should be required to take emotional intelligence classes. It should be mandatory. Self-awareness, emotional control, self-motivation, empathy, and relationship skills are key factors that decide whether or not someone is actually successful at performing a given task or job.
I couldn't agree more. I read in a book once that people are hired for their technical abilities and fired because of their behavioral difficulties and lack of communication skills. That got me thinking about our education system. I've actually looked into it and noticed that some universities are beginning to make emotional intelligence courses available to students.
Are they? That's great.
Cornell University in the UK offers an online certification course called The Psychology of Leadership, and the University of California hosts a week-long technical management program to help managers enhance their interpersonal skills and learn to problem-solve more effectively. But neither of these courses is mandatory, as far as I know.
I wonder if that's enough, though. I believe these emotional intelligence classes should be incorporated into university programs. I mean, I have attended several courses including coaching and, although I deal much better with my emotions now than I did when I graduated from college, I somehow wish I had been pointed in the right direction earlier in life. I almost had a nervous breakdown when I first took the position as CEO, and I'm sure that could have been avoided.
I know what you mean. And I think some schools are doing just that. My daughter came home the other day telling me she got very mad at a classmate because he had taken her toy away. When I asked her what she did then, she went on to tell me that she breathed in and out, slowly, until she felt better. I couldn't believe my ears when I heard that.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I wish someone had taught me the power of a good old deep breath when I was a child. How old is she again?
She is only 4. The school principal said that they see potentially frustrating situations as an opportunity to teach the kids how to deal with them in a healthy way. Like using breathing exercises or talking about their feelings. She said that research has shown that emotional aspects, such as self-confidence, strong will and good communication are as key to learning as cognitive skills like attention, good memory and organization.
This school sounds perfect. I'll be sure to give them a call if I ever have kids of my own. The other thing I wish I could change about our educational system is the gap between the theory students learn in college and the actual work they have to do out here. This is another thing that has an emotional impact on employees. They are hired expecting one thing, and in practice it can be something quite different.
Definitely. The gap between academic and professional life is huge.
Another reason why a good EI training is essential. One of the most useful techniques I learned in these courses is what they call reframing.
Reframing?
Yes. It's all about perspective and the way you see things. For example, if you look at a new situation, like starting a new job, as something unknown and impossible to be done, then that influences your emotions and, consequently, your behavior. But if you reframe it and see the other side to it, like how much experience and knowledge you can gain, and how exciting this new challenge can be, these are the feelings that are gonna drive you.
That sounds really interesting. Wish I could stay and talk more about it, but I'm getting off at the next station.
I'm sorry to butt into your conversation, but I couldn't help overhearing you both talking. I'm graduating this year and I think you guys could come and speak to my class about the real world, perhaps even suggest a few courses to develop our emotional intelligence. I'm sure everyone would really appreciate your insights on the subject.
What do you think, Andrea? Up for the challenge?
I'm always up for a challenge.
Great. Would you mind giving me your email address?
Sure. It's